Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami app. Download it now.
It is now a Thursday morning. It's May 22nd, 2025. Appreciate you joining us on the Valley's Morning News. It's News Radio for South Texas. Show producer Fred Cruz. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nording. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Join us online. Radio Parami. Download that free app. A Rio Grande Valley doctor is going to prison or has received a 10-year prison sentence.
Mission rheumatologist Jorge Zamora Quezada perpetrated a $118 million healthcare fraud scheme for 20 years. He falsely diagnosed patients with chronic illness to bill for tests and treatment they didn't need. The 68-year-old falsified records to defraud Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, and Blue Cross Blue Shield. His so-called treatment included a variety of injections, infusions, x-rays, MRIs, and other procedures. Patients testified they had strokes, hair loss, liver damage, and debilitating pain. In addition to prison, he'll forfeit about $28,250,000, including 13 real estate properties, along with his jet and Maserati. Barbara Schwartz, News Talk 710 KURV.
As I mentioned at the beginning of the story, 10-year prison sentence, but another story said that he's going to receive 7 years credit for time served. The Texas House signed off on the state's latest attempt to clarify any exemptions when it comes to the state's almost total ban on abortions.
129 ayes and 6 nays. Senate Bill 31 passes to third reading.
It's called the Life of the Mother Act. It's designed to provide clarity as to when doctors can perform legal abortions. State Rep Charlie Guerin sponsored it.
It provides an exception to the abortion laws when the mother has a life-threatening physical condition which could lead to death or a threat to one of her major bodily functions.
Some conservatives in opposition believing the bill would actually loosen restrictions. State Rep David Lowe.
No doctor has ever been imprisoned solely for performing an abortion to save the mother's life. The Hippocratic Oath and the courts have already provided that protection.
The Senate passed the bill unanimously last month. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
A plan to ban cell phones in all Texas public schools is moving forward thanks to the support from some anti-bullying activists. President Trump has put a priority on domestic drug manufacturing. That includes a new push to include prescription drugs and other pain relievers, other drugs. Folks at the Texas Public Policy Foundation saying the raw materials used in America to compound drugs many times are outsourced from China and India. President Trump wants to bring all that drug manufacturing, as much of it as possible, back to the U.S. The Texas economy continues to roar forward.
New job numbers are out and even more records are set. Experts say much of this has to do with the state's Republican leadership.
Texas is the land of opportunity and the top state in the country when it comes to pro-business policy.
Glenn Hammer, who heads the Texas Association of Business, says there's something else at play as well. He says the state's strength is in diversity, which is why tariffs have not made a dent. The latest job report shows that the state's labor force has grown to an all-time high. Unemployment holds steady at just about 4%.
That's reporter Michael Board. Time is 7:08. It is AccuWeather time, and I want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch providing us 7 o'clock AccuWeather. Purina Feed, it's the best. That is why Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch, they carry it. A certified dealer for Purina Feed. That's Martin Farm and Ranch. You stop by, say hi to Dougie before us. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nording joining us. So let's do a quick recap. Was there any hail reported late yesterday in the area? I would say the region, because I saw some interesting cells west of us, but mercifully, we only got some rain, a little bit of rain here in McAllen, Edinburgh.
Yeah, there was no hail reports. There was no wind reports either, so it was uneventful in terms of severity, but as far as precipitation goes, there were some areas that got some measurable amounts, from 1/10 of an inch in McAllen to 4/10 just south of Falcon.
Okay, and you said that maybe next week, early next week, a few days next week, we might see some rain. Has that forecast changed?
It has not. Monday night, all the way through Saturday, we're going to be seeing some chances of showers and thunderstorms. The measurable rain is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday, and then a pause Wednesday night. By the time we get to Thursday and Friday, we're going to see even more measurable rain, and it's higher in terms of the totals.
That's, again, like you and I were talking about this, that's the tail end of some cool front, something swiping north of us, right? That's where it's coming from.
Let's see here. So Monday next week, yeah. So the low is centered over northern Arkansas, draping down a stationary front on Monday, but it turns into a cool front Tuesday and then lingers Wednesday and Thursday as the stationary front.
All right. Texas travel okay for today? Done with the rain too, right?
No. So Dallas is going to get some thunderstorms today into tonight. Some of those could be strong. Dry tomorrow and Saturday, and then Sunday, another round of thunderstorms could be strong as well. So the holiday not looking too good for Dallas. Okay. Houston's fine today and tomorrow, and then straight thunder showers Saturday. Looks like Sunday night into Monday, there could be a couple thunderstorms. Those are not anticipated to be severe for Houston. San Antonio tonight, or at least this evening, could see a strong thunderstorm. Otherwise, not a bad weekend.
Let's take a look at the calendar. Oh,
I haven't looked.
My favorite, vanilla pudding.
Ooh, yummy.
Let's see. It's Buy a Musical Instrument Day today as well.
My musical instruments are too expensive.
Yeah. Buy a kazoo. That makes everybody happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or a vuvuzela.
You really don't need any musical talent. Even if you can't sing in tune, a kazoo will entertain everybody.
Right.
We send a big hug to all the gang, all our friends and family at the Rio Grande Valley Port of Brownsville. It is National Maritime Day today. And are you Sony or are you PlayStation? Which one are you?
Wait, Sony or PlayStation?
Oh, wait. Oh, what's it? I'm sorry. See,
Sony or Xbox? Microsoft.
I should know this because I got two boys and they love video games, but I just buy the thing, man. I really don't pay. I'm sorry.
The battle is Sony or Microsoft or PlayStation or Xbox.
So are you Sony or the Microsoft one?
I am an Xbox person, but I did have, growing up, PlayStation 1 and 2, both of which the disk drives no longer work. Played too long.
I ask because the PlayStation Rewards program that maybe some of your kids might be into, tuning around. It's discontinued. They're getting rid of that.
Oh, wow.
Just FYI. All right, pal. Call you next hour.
We'll see ya.
That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. Thank you to Jeffy and Freddie. Not embarrass me too much on that one. Oh, my goodness. I am showing I should really sit down and play with these boys every now and then. Let's see here. I got time. Time is 7:12 on the Valley's Morning News. Target in the news saying that price hikes will be the very last resort for offsetting tariffs.
The comment comes despite the retailer reporting weaker than expected sales in its first quarter. According to Target CEO, the company has many levers to use in mitigating the impact of tariffs. Major retailers appear to be treading cautiously around the question of price hikes after President Trump slammed Walmart for warning that shoppers could pay more due to tariffs. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Time is 7:13. This is News Talk 710 KURV, Valley's Morning News for a Thursday. Going to share with you a conversation with Gilbert Salinas. Anything for Salinas? Our friend who's a leader at the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. That's the Brownsville Economic Development Office. Special day for the gang in Brownsville today. They're moving dirt on phase 1 of a high-tech industrial park. Information on that next on the Valley's Morning News.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic, available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
You know Martin Farm and Ranch is the Valley's premier Purina feed dealer.
We're so much more than a feed store. Come on in.
Stay Tough Superior Fence Products.
Yeah, we got it.
Electric fencing, parts, and supplies.
Yep, we got that too. Show feed and supplements. We got them. Deer feeders and blinds. We got them.
Live animals and pet supplies.
Got a hungry dog? We can help you. Martin Farm and Ranch Supply. So much more than a feed store. Just look for the horse.
In moments of change, the greatest opportunities arise. This could be your time to shine and grow. At News Talk 710 KURV, we make it simple with tailored promotions, live mentions, and a strong presence across our social media platforms to ensure your business gets noticed and thrives. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, this is your chance. Call us today at 956-992-8895 and let's talk about your business on News Talk 710 KURV, helping put your business on the map.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
Astros trying to do some home cooking. They'll be back in Houston. Broadcast tonight, 6:40, right here on 710 KURV. They're hosting the Mariners. Astros baseball on 710 KURV, made possible by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Big thank you as well to the Mission Economic Development Office. To the Economic Development Office, Brownsville, Texas. Gilbert Salinas is the chief. Let's start with this new industrial park that has been in the news. How big is it? What is it for, Gilbert?
Morning, sirs. Thanks for having us on your show. So the Greater Brownsville Tech Park, we are having our groundbreaking ceremony today. It's from 6 to 8 o'clock. And this on the northern edge of the city of Brownsville, which is where all the growth is going, and especially on the manufacturing side. What that is, it's the first 86 acres. So it's phase one of a master planned industrial tech park, which totals 770 acres. So this is our first big step in our vision, in that direction of that vision that we have, which is building that ecosystem or that support system for everything that's coming in. And really what it is, it's supporting the companies that have invested in our region heavily, which is SpaceX, Starlink. We've got the LNG plants, not one, but two of those. There's a refinery that's also looking at the port of Brownsville. And then as of late, we've got Amazon. That's as announced last week, their investment here in the area, which is actually just a stone's throw away from our industrial park. So that's happening today. It's phase one. It's about 13 lots. It's 86 acres. And just looking at the potential that park has and how it fits into the bigger picture of what we're doing. That has a potential for 13 different companies, manufacturers, between 1.3 to 1.5 million square feet of space could be built on those 86 acres. And that means it could create somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 jobs, $500 to $600 million in capital investment. That's kind of like what we're projecting we're going to be able to attract there. The economic impact of that phase one of that park is in excess of $3 billion.
When will it be ready, Gilbert?
We're officially breaking ground today. We actually started moving dirt a couple of weeks ago. We're 16 months out before we're able to say it is shovel ready. And in economic development, that's what you strive for, having shovel ready properties for prospects, for manufacturers, high-end manufacturers to be able to come in, get a piece of property and start building on day one.
What will be the official name of this high-tech park?
It's the Greater Brownsville Tech District.
Okay, the Tech District, which implies that any and all businesses that will be landing on those pads will be complementing, yes, high tech or SpaceX or some what?
Yeah, so
manufacturer, something like that, right?
Yeah, it's our way of supporting advanced manufacturing, tech, AI, and everything that has to do, obviously, with SpaceX. Now Amazon coming in. We're hopeful there's another SpaceX supplier that's coming into the area that we're going to have to support as well. That's what this is for. It's that support mechanism to start really building that ecosystem that's really starting to come together and just give it that push by helping develop this park.
Is there anything unique technology-wise that goes into the development of these pads? Any unique infrastructure that you need to lay down put in the ground, something like that, in order to feed into these industries?
It's a basic infrastructure, drain, utilities,
That's the standard.
telecom. But then it's on a project by project basis if they
Okay.
request
How,
certain
how
amenities.
much of it is committed already, Gilbert? Gilbert Salinas, our director for Brownsville Economic Development, Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. So, how many folks are committed to taking up?
Well, we're happy to announce 2/3 of that phase one. We already have LOIs for that.
Okay.
And that is, we haven't broken ground, and 2/3 has already been committed. We have to go through the process of actually selling it, making sure that they commit to that. But that is a very good indicator in our business that there's a huge demand for these high-end industrial lots.
Okay. Of the letters of intent, you said 2/3 in phase one. And phase one is what, half of it or a third of it? How much is phase one of the entire park?
Phase one is just a fraction. This is
Oh.
86 acres out of 770 acres that we're planning to develop.
I see. So only about 10%.
Phase two will be another 100 acres, which will be an extension of phase one on that same road. And at the rate that we're going, we're probably going to be breaking ground on phase two here in the next few months, depending on how fast these LOIs turn into commitments. So that is very, very possible as far as it happening.
Of those letters of intent, are they high tech that are setting up shop at little offices or temporary landing pads for even bigger operations?
Of those, half of that 2/3, they're advanced manufacturers. They're on the advanced manufacturing side, supporting, again, that space, energy, and tech industries.
Okay. Again, phase one of this Greater Brownsville Tech District, this massive new industrial park, north side of the city, going to be a high-tech park. 86 acres of, how many did you say, like 700 something?
770 total acres and growing, which is what we have on the city's north end, which is becoming that's where, Amazon is at. That's where our North Brownsville Industrial Park is at. A couple more that are popping up. Another major supplier coming in soon. So that area is, it was all just, era un ranchito, back in the day, right? And but it's now becoming a tech district,
Yeah. Not to be confused with the El Ranchito Bar and Grill that is down the street from the I'm sure going to get a lot of business for lunch here pretty soon.
Not to be confused, yeah.
Amazon. Tell me a bit more about that, the economic impact, employment with this new distribution center, delivery center that they're setting up.
So it says one of one of two planned operations that they're going to have, and again, it's right in the intersection of 511 and SH 550. Two facilities totaling, I think they're at about 60,000+, almost 70,000 square feet of space. And this is one of those delivery centers, distribution centers that they're building. It's the first one south of San Antonio. It's going to be servicing most of the entire valley and up, everything south of San Antonio. Most of them are clustered around the Austin, San Antonio area, and obviously Houston and DFW area. So it's a big win for our area. As far as jobs, they're not too sure how many. I know it's more than 100 jobs that they'll be creating there, but we still haven't gotten a number as to the actual jobs that we'll be creating. But its economic impact, we're already starting to see it because Amazon is kind of like, not to compare them to like Walmart or something, or the Bass Pro Shops or some of these other bigger enterprises, the SpaceX's, but similar to those, they just draw in a bunch of other companies. And because we have this park coming up and some of the other industrial areas in town, we're already starting to see that first wave of suppliers coming in to support not just Amazon, but also SpaceX and the LNG plants. So I know, like, for the last few months, I've been mentioning that we've got another big brand name coming into town, another company that will be a game changer for this region. And that was Amazon. That's exactly what we're talking about, because it's developing a totally new sector for us here. Yeah. And that's where the whole of tech and possibly AI comes into play.
Wonderful. Gilbert Salinas for the Brownsville Economic Development Office. So let's reflect on the port real quick, because I actually should have dedicated a bit more time. There's all these big stories out of the port. We got a 20-year deal. I think it's a Ramco with next decade. Boy, that's a lot of work, and that's a lot of time, and a lot of guaranteed salaries near future with that deal with Aramco in next decade. They've got that $200 million project that we're still waiting for that big splash, big announcement here pretty soon. The Ternium Forza expanding. And I wanted to ask you about the oil refinery project that's developing. When and if it happens, first refinery in our country, and Lord knows how many decades, right? We get it right here at Brownsville. That's amazing. So as far as what you can tell me so far, what we know, tell me about that oil refinery project that's developing.
And you know what's interesting, what you just said, the first one in I don't know how many decades in the United States.
Yeah.
The LNG plants were also the first ones also in decades, all of which are being built here in our backyard at the Port of Brownsville. So the oil refinery, what I can say, it's still on the books. They're still, and remember, these, similar to the LNG plants, I mean, it takes years for them to get their environmental clearance to be able to set up shop. That's where they're at. They're in the environmental phase right now. But again, this is several hundred jobs that they're going to be creating in the area. So I think it's like $3 to $4 billion in capital investment. So again, very similar to the LNG plants, the SpaceX's. Their economic impact is going to be huge, and the fact that they're already going through an environmental process at the Port of Brownsville it's a good sign, because that means once they get that clearance, more than likely they're going to be committed to the area.
Gilbert, you got something for the kids coming up, like that space symposium. I know Helen, our manager, mentioned that. Real quick, mention that. When is that? Where? That way, the kids out there.
So that's next Wednesday. That's on the 28th. It's going to be at the SETV building on the TSC campus here in Brownsville. And that's our first ever space symposium. So we've got several speakers coming in. We have some SpaceXers coming in to talk to some of our STEM students, as well as some of our business and community leaders, about how they became a SpaceXer. And these are people from here, from the Valley. So great story there. Norman Garza, who's with the Texas Space Commission, will be coming in as well. And then Mr. Dodd, who is the everyday astronaut, who's a huge influencer in the space sector, is coming in. He's our keynote speaker. And then that'll be followed up with the Space Fest, and that's Friday. And that is in downtown Brownsville. We're sectioning off some of the streets. And there'll be music there, games. That's going to be family oriented. So last year, we had about 10,000 people that came out for that. SpaceX is a part of that, as well as some of the other companies here in town. And just kind of think of it, it's kind of like what Charro Days is, what Border Fest is.
Yeah.
But it's for the space sector.
And everybody in cosplay, right? And their Star Trek uniforms and astronaut uniforms.
That's when the geeks come out, right?
Okay.
Who would have thought we're going to be having that here in the Valley? So it's a great opportunity to meet some of our companies, and for the companies to meet, hopefully, some of their future talent.
And next time we chat, I hope we can flesh out maybe a little bit of brainstorming on how Brownsville, Cameron County, the Valley, we do need to develop a space industry, payload delivery, space exploration cluster, anything, because SpaceX is driving a ton of the innovation and prospecting that's taking place right now. And it would be real nice if everything that could complement SpaceX could be set up nearby, but
I'll put it to you this way. It's people laughed, back in the day when we started talking about a rocket manufacturing company.
Yes, they did.
Today, now we're talking about, well, they are going to be sending people up to space in these huge rockets that are being launched here. So we need some kind of a space station of sorts here to start processing people that are leaving, kind of like a Greyhound bus station. not to compare them to Greyhound, but something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just going through all this list of things for the future, and as weird as it may sound, that's exactly where we're at right now.
That's the realities here. Absolutely. Thank you, Gilbert, and congratulations. Continued success. Gilbert Salinas is the director of the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. That's Economic Development Office for Brownsville. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News, and check up some headlines. The service of J. Gonzalez Injury Attorneys ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. President Trump's big, beautiful bill, as he calls it, which is in large part an extension of his tax cuts for the next 4 years and some more border security funding, has passed the House. Early this morning, they voted 214. It passed the House. OpenAI is making a big acquisition as it looks to develop new consumer products that are AI-powered. It has acquired for $5 billion, has acquired I.O. It's a joint venture started with a former Apple designer. This project is expected to offer an alternative to current smartphones. And China is complaining that it has grave concerns of President Trump's plan to build a missile defense shield. It comes as President Trump announced Tuesday that the Golden Dome missile system should be operational to protect America in about 3 years. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, your station for Astros baseball. We got the Astros tonight, 6:40 broadcast on 710 KURV. Check of sports up next.
Nothing beats those three favorite sounds of any outdoor cook. That perfect blend of rubs and spices, that oak wood and charcoal catching heat, and the sound of fresh meat hitting the grill. At South Texas Outdoor Kitchens, we know barbecue isn't just cooking, it's a way of life. Whether you're smoking a brisket low and slow, firing up some fajitas, or barbecuing the perfect rack of ribs, we've got the pits for you. From pellet grills like Traeger and Yoder smokers, Big Green Egg and Rectech, we are the premier barbecue supply headquarters in the RGV. Plus a huge selection of wood, pellets, charcoal, rubs, spices, and supplies to take your barbecue to the next level. Stoke on the expressway across from the Shrine in San Juan. South Texas Outdoor Kitchens, because nothing beats the sound of good food, good company, and a fire that's always burning.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drt'sprimarycare.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
It's Houston Astros baseball later tonight as they host the Seattle Mariners. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
With your TSN Sports Minute, I'm Jacob Ray. The Western Conference Finals got underway last night as the Dallas Stars hosted the Edmonton Oilers. Dallas fell behind 3-1 early before a 5-goal third period flipped the script.
And moved it quickly. Branson and shot comes to Duchesne and a wide open goal, and they score!
Dallas took a 1-0 lead after winning 6-3. The Astros went for a series win against the Rays, and Isaac Paredes went off again with 2 homers against his former team. Unfortunately, that was the bulk of the offense as the Astros lose 8-4. The Rangers look to tie the series in the Bronx with the Yankees, but in a tie game in the 9th, this happened.
Here's the 2-0 delivery. Swung on, hit deep, and this game is over. Jason Dominguez crushes a walk-off home run to straightaway right. No doubter. And the Yankees have won it by the score of 4-3.
I'm Jacob Ray, and this has been your TSN Sports Minute.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast is going to be very warm again with a mix of sun and clouds, high 94 to 98. And then tonight we're going to be looking at a cloudy sky, 79. Tomorrow's partly sunny, 94 to 98, and then sunshine mixes with clouds on Saturday, 94 to 100. On Sunday, we're cloudy, 94 to 99, triple digits Monday. I'm AccuWeather's Jeff Nordine on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
And temperatures across the area are mostly in the upper 70s right now. Here at Radio United, News Talk 710 KURV, HQ in Mission. It's 77 degrees under clear skies. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the Valley's Morning News. It's News Radio for South Texas, and the Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. Let's see if they've updated these numbers. Again, wait times headed back to the U.S. That's what we're looking at. It's an hour and a half at the Hidalgo Bridge, about 40 minutes at FAR. Not much of a wait at San Luis, and headed back to Brownsville, about 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes at all major bridges. The Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Business news check of your money up next.
Hi there, my name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Hinge Health is poised to hit the stock market today after selling $437 million in stock in its IPO. The company is betting that Wall Street is ready to back a new digital health offering after a few difficult years for that market. CNBC reports investor Julia Koch is interested in buying a limited partnership in the NFL's New York Giants. Koch bought a 15% stake in BSE Global. That's the parent company of the NBA's Brooklyn Nets, WNBA's New York Liberty, and Barclays Center in 2024. The stake had a $6 billion valuation, and that's according to a person familiar with the terms of the sale. Cigna's Evernorth unit set a new coverage deal with Eli Lilly, and Novo Nordisk will bring lower copays for insured patients. The company hopes the new discount, which caps monthly out-of-pocket costs at $200 for Wegovy and Zepbound, will convince more employers to offer coverage for the drugs. Futures are slightly lower. Wednesday, the Dow Industrials lost 816. That's your money now.
Time is 7:39. The Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. Sony discontinuing its PlayStation Rewards program.
The company unveiled its Stars Rewards program in 2022 to give dedicated players a chance to earn digital collectibles like NFTs. Now, Sony says the program is no longer accepting new members and will end this year. Current members will still be able to earn digital collectibles through July 23rd and be able to redeem their PlayStation Rewards through November of 2026. Sony also assured players that they'll still be able to access their collectibles after the program ends. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
AccuWeather on Newstalk 710 KURV. So highs today, mid-upper 90s. Copy-paste for tomorrow. Triple digits by Saturday and in the weekend as well. Thank you for waking up with what is News Radio for South Texas, the morning news on 710 KURV. Also at Radio Para Mi. Download that free app and listen on your smart device. We got Fox News in 2 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. Dale Johnson is a dear friend of mine. I've been talking about him for years. You listen to KURV. You know about my friend Dale Johnson, top commercial roofer in this region. For many months, he had a conversation with some good folks, a huge outfit that has many stations in many cities. And now in the Valley, we welcome the good folks at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Dale Johnson, his entire crew, they have locked arms with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing because he examined, talked, interviewed with them for the longest time and figured out, they've got the reputation, the superior customer service at Chamberlain, the expertise. They can take Dale Johnson and his team to the next level, and they are, because they have joined forces with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, bringing 125 years of experience, an expanded menu of services that were not here before. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, go to their website, chamberlainltd.com, get information on membrane waterproofing, water blasting, concrete masonry repair, and so much more. Advanced waterproofing solutions, cutting-edge technology for roof installation. You got some new projects and maybe some repairs that you need at some older facilities. Trust Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, just like you trusted my friend Dale Johnson and his company. He's right there. He's in the mix, and all his people right there in the mix with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. The phone number, 956-566-6822.
The City of McAllen is thrilled to offer your business an opportunity to apply for a matching grant of up to $15,000. The Refresh 50/50 grant was designed with your business in mind. Apply for the Refresh 50/50 grant to upgrade your storefront with improvements like new paint, signage, landscaping, art, lights, doors, and more. Take advantage of this amazing opportunity and apply today at www.refresh5050.com. The Refresh 50/50 grant is brought to you by the City of McAllen. Hablamos español.
Pain management specialist Dr. Dennis Slavin on severe recurring headaches.
Headaches are very common and have many different causes. They range from being a nuisance to severely incapacitating, where the headaches are interfering with family, work, and enjoying life. If your headaches have become severe and occur 15 days or more a month, a new FDA treatment I have may help you. Botulinum toxin, or Botox, is now FDA approved for the treatment of migraine headaches. Botox is applied to specific target areas that have been mapped after years of research to be triggers of migraine headaches. This treatment is safe, office-based, and is covered by most insurances, including Medicare. Botox not only makes you look better, but now, in my office, in under 15 minutes, Botox can make you feel better. Patients are amazed by the pain relief. They wonder why they waited so long to be feeling better at last.
Learn more about feeling better at last by signing on to feelingbetteratLast.com or call Dr. Slavin, 973-0565.
News, traffic, weather, sports.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
It is a Thursday edition of the Valley's Morning News. It's May 22nd, 2025. Along with show producer Fred Cruz and AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. I'm Sergio Sanchez. We start the day upper 70s. Highs today should be upper 90s. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
Today, the House has passed generational, truly nation-shaping legislation.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, after this morning's 215 to 214 vote on the Republicans' officially titled One Big Beautiful Bill. Top House Democrat Hakeem Jeffries.
The GOP tax scam represents an assault on the economy, an assault on health care, an assault on nutritional assistance, an assault on tax fairness, and an assault on fiscal responsibility.
Changes are already being discussed in the Senate. 2 Israeli embassy aides, a young couple, shot and killed, leaving an event at a Jewish museum in D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith.
After the shooting, the suspect then entered the museum and was detained by event security.
Chanting Free Palestine, he's identified as a 30-year-old man from Chicago, Elias Rodriguez. America's listening to Fox News.
Texas House giving its approval to legislation that attempts to clarify when doctors can perform abortions to save health and life.
It's Senate Bill 31, the Life of the Mother Act, and it comes in response to multiple lawsuits challenging the medical exception to the state's abortion ban. State Rep Charlie Guerin sponsored it.
There has been confusion. Doctors waited until the last minute to perform abortions, and women have died because of that.
The bill is designed to clarify the exception to the state's abortion ban. State Senator Carol Alvarado co-authored it.
The risk of death does not need to be imminent, and it makes it clear that a physician does not need to wait to treat a pregnant woman until she is physically suffering or harmed.
The bill was unanimously passed in the state Senate. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Valley doctor has been sentenced to 10 years in federal prison, although he was given credit for 7 years of time already served. Dr. Jorge Zamora Quesada found guilty of misdiagnosing thousands of patients at his Edinburgh clinic back in 2020. Aside from the 10-year prison sentence, he's also been ordered to pay $28 million in restitution. An artificial intelligence project in North Texas showing improved drive time and helping to coordinate traffic lights, and it's getting international attention.
Scientists at UT Dallas teamed up with Richardson using artificial intelligence with some of the city's stoplights. The distributed agent-based traffic lights, or DALI, Nexus Traffic Infrastructure, was something Dr. Reem Winkstern dreamed up years ago with mixed reaction.
Everybody will look at me like, hey, this woman is like, okay. Or I had people telling me you're watching too many sci-fi movies.
She says they studied the system in real time and found a 40% reduction in traffic delays and 25 to 30% reductions in delays for commuters. The system has been selected as a top 3 best-of-class project globally. She wants to use the AI system in other cities.
Attention, Edinburgh. You need this at Freddy Gonzalez and the freeway between 4 and 6 p.m. Boy, that's a long line. We need it on Olana as well, and 10th Street in McAllen. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us online, Radio Para Mi. Download that free app.
Spotlight on your health. Brought to you by DHR Health.
From the DHR Health Heart Institute, board-certified, fellowship-trained, cardiothoracic surgeon, Dr. Victor Reese.
It's a pleasure to be at DHR Health, and it's a pleasure to be back in the Valley. I grew up in Brownsville, Texas. My dad, he was a primary practice physician in Brownsville for over 30 years. And it was always interesting running into my dad's patients in the community. They would stop me and say, hey, we love your dad. He helped save my loved one's life, the impact that my father had on his community. And I certainly wanted to be able to impact the community in a similar fashion. Ultimately, I chose to pursue a fellowship in cardiothoracic surgery. So a cardiothoracic surgery fellowship teaches you about the surgical treatment of disease in both the heart, the lung, and an area in the middle of the chest. You learn to do complex operations on the heart, replace heart valves, and even replace major parts of the arteries of the body. In addition, you also do thoracic surgery, and that involves removing tumors in the middle of the chest, lung cancers, esophageal cancer as well. I have an outpatient office. I see patients on a weekly basis. One thing that I learned in medical school is that you have a finite amount of time to interact with patients. However, in cardiothoracic surgery, we're a very low volume specialty, which means
Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Para Mi app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV.